Good morning. We have about 2 hours until Riley and Elayna drop us off at the airport. We got a lot of good questions and we're gonna answer as many as we can.
This video is sponsored by Google Fi.
So I feel like in past Q&As, we answer the same questions over and over. Like, what's your favorite country? What's your favorite food? What do you fight about?
These are not those questions.
I asked for like real juicy questions and people delivered.
We're gonna get started with a hard one.
Oh, I was thinking we should like ease into it.
What has lost you the most followers in the past?
Oh.
I love that one.
Getting this boat.
Yeah.
We sold out because we'd previously been on a monohull. Our first little taste of success, and a annoying portion of our audience just immediately dipped.
Yeah.
Which
so
was
that's
great
it.
in the end.
You're not the same anymore. So going from 1 hull to 2, we've lost some subscribers.
That's when I unsubscribed.
I like the old Riley and Elayna.
For us, it was the 100 Country documentary.
Wow, we're really starting this strong.
We decided that we were gonna film a documentary to sum up our 4 years of travel to 100 countries. We also decided that we would charge not a lot of money, just pay what you want. You could pay as little as $1 to watch it, and if you didn't want to pay anything, you could wait a few weeks and we would release it later for free on YouTube. You would have thought we asked people to give us their firstborn child to watch this documentary.
You can have ours if you want.
I thought our life was over.
Looking back and being removed from it, it's very obvious that our communication around the entire documentary was flawed.
So Nate made an apology video because I was still editing and I couldn't talk without crying.
And we really are truly sorry.
But then we released it and we had a 100 country party and it was the best night of my life and it had a very happy ending, and obviously we kept going on YouTube and it wasn't the end of the world, but
I would cry for days. But maybe it was a good cull. Now you got all the great people still watching.
okay, I love this question because it's so simple. What are you most excited about right now?
I feel like we had all of these amazing travel plans that we were gonna do in 2020 after we hit our 100 country goal, and then we weren't able to do any of those and we moved into the van, so it feels like everything that I was excited about then has been delayed 2 years, and now we're getting to start marking that bucket list off.
That was mine.
Okay, perfect.
That's Darwin's salute, hey? Cara natively do it, yeah.
Okay, speaking of kids, one of the most popular questions is being around Lenny and Darwin giving you and Nate a bad case of baby fever? How could you not have baby fever when there are kids this cute around? But this is definitely a topic that we've been talking about a lot personally, but not as much publicly. I mean, the answer is we just still don't know. I obviously love kids and people see that in our videos and people are always, for some reason, like blaming Nate, it seems like, oh, Kara wants babies, like Nate probably doesn't, he's holding back. And that's not the case at all. I think if anything, I'm the one that's the most nervous about having kids. No doubt we would keep traveling. That's another big question. If we had children, we would hopefully be like Lana and Riley and like just like integrate them into our life. It's really like the rest of their life that scares me. Like raising cool people terrifies me.
You two would do the best job.
Oh yeah, I find that so bizarre because you would, well, the chances are that you two would raise wonderful humans.
I always thought I would wake up one day and be like, oh, we're ready.
Yeah, you won't. So you
So,
just
like-
gotta do it. Hey Lenny, do you think Cara and Nate should have a baby?
Oh! Okay, we've been on board La Vagabonde for the last, has it been 6 days?
I think so.
6 days filming with 15 different cameras. I have some of their footage, they have some of our footage, so I'm gonna do a quick footage swap before we get off the boat.
We made the coffees this morning. They are strong.
Round 2 of coffee's coming up.
They let them brew for a bit.
Oh jeez.
You're jamming the plunger down after 30 seconds, man.
Oh, you guys are gonna give me a bloody heart attack.
Okay, this might be a little TMI, but people ask me so often how I deal with my period while traveling.
Ah, that's a good one.
And part of me is like everyone else.
Yeah.
You know, like we still have access to products and restrooms and
Yeah, like,
but at the same time I can see, you know, like we've been doing this for a long time and I've just learned to like deal with things on the fly and it's fine. And if you haven't been, you know, living a non-traditional life for a while, like little things like that can kind of scare you away from traveling.
yeah.
And it is a struggle at some points, like when you're surviving on a deserted island and you're on your cycle.
Did you have it then? Oh no.
But
Oh my
short
gosh.
answer is menstrual cups are the best.
Yes.
It's the only way.
High five.
Yeah.
Especially on a boat too. You don't want to be creating too much waste and
Yeah.
it's so easy.
Yeah, sometimes
Don't want to get into the gruesome details. You can just leave it in all day.
Yeah, if you need to.
Girls, I think you nailed the details.
Raya asked some really awesome questions. Love you, Raya. If your future self came to visit you, what would they tell you to start? I really like that question.
Great question.
I think my future self would say to play more guitar.
I think my answer would be to start journaling. I mean, in the moment, I think it's a really healthy habit to have.
Yeah.
But also in the future, looking back, like I would do anything to have a journal from our first year of traveling. Obviously, we have video footage of all the cool stuff that we did, or even like the not cool stuff, the in-between stuff we used to film everything. So it makes me sad.
Funny you say that because I actually kept a journal for the first year we were sailing.
Oh,
But then
so
the
jealous.
videos eventually took over and they became my journal. I actually wrote a book about my journal entries.
We keep plugging all our stuff. Have you got any merch to sell?
Yeah, I promise I'm not trying. I'm just...
This question says, live in one place forever, where would it be? Recently, I've been thinking the perfect place to live would be Colorado and to own a van that could be driven down to Baja. So we'd spend winters skiing in Colorado and then we'd drive the van down to Baja and we'd do Baja van life for a few months and then it's an easy trip back up to Colorado.
Oh, should I come up with something more interesting than the Bahamas? I absolutely love it here.
I think the atolls in the Pacific Islands, these rings of reef, it's stunning. There's so much sea life. Don't tell anyone though.
There is no civilization.
I mean, there's like 200
about
people.
50 people.
I might have to rethink this answer.
So is this right now, or is this
Right
like
now.
for the rest of my life?
For the rest of your life right now.
Oh, see, I think way too much for these questions. Italy, anywhere, just plop me in Italy.
Plop you in Italy.
Yeah, we probably need.
This morning is pretty hectic. We're trying to film a video, pack, we still have to sail back to the airport, and we also have to do an online COVID test so that we can get back into the US.
I don't know if I got an email.
I just got one about a reminder about it.
I didn't.
This is really bad.
Yeah.
And I'll fly to the US without you and then we'll figure it out.
Okay.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
With your head back, insert a swab in each nostril. Put the swab in the tooth and rotate it, please.
Pretty much an expert at these by now.
Okay, now we have to wait 50 minutes for the test result.
Here is my negative test.
Okay, perfect. Let me prepare your document for you right now.
Thank you so much. You can buy these COVID tests for like $9 or $10 at a pharmacy, and then there are different online observation services that will send you an official note that you need to travel with. Hey Kara?
Yeah.
Did you get the meeting link I sent you?
My phone's upstairs. Do I have a test?
Yeah.
Woo!
We may leave the Bahamas after all. No, go. I sent you a link in your text.
Don't yell at me. Somebody asked when we fight the most, and it's when Nate tells me what to do.
Can I ask you a couple quick questions? Biggest pet peeve about the other person?
Whenever he steals my toothbrush, it ends up in the most random places because he loses his toothbrush and steals mine, and I have to look for it. And it's either up here, it's in the dinghy, just in the most random places.
I'm gonna be completely honest, the idea of sharing a toothbrush grosses me out so much. It grosses you out, but you still let it happen?
It's disgusting. I don't let it happen. I've asked him 1,000 times to stop using my toothbrush, and he keeps doing it.
It would cause a fight if Kara stole my toothbrush, for sure.
Oh, yeah. Look, see, he leaves it on the roof.
I'm trying to think of something cute rather than like
You can be serious.
relationship damaging. I don't know, the first thing that popped into my head is parenting styles, but that's not very chill.
That's all right. You can get into it. I'm probably a little too relaxed with the boys.
And
Riley's
so
a
then
bit
it
harder
falls-
on him, and
It
and
falls
I'm
on
always
I have to be the bad guy.
What is your biggest pet peeve about me?
Oh, okay, let me think of the biggest one. I'm just kidding. Okay, if we're going deep, I do think you have, I feel so mean, I can't do it. Some control issues. Not control over me, but control over situations where like if he doesn't feel in control, he might take it out on me.
That's not fun to hear, but it's not anything new. It's something that I know and something that I'm working on. Kara's finishing her COVID test. I think for me, if I had to choose the thing that annoyed me most about Kara, it would be that she is late a lot. In my mind, it's very inconsiderate to be late, and so when she forces us to be late to something, that makes me very uncomfortable. I know of very few other people's wives who would ride a bike across Iowa with them, survive on a deserted island. I'm so grateful for Kara.
Oh, this is a good one. Did you guys go full vegetarian?
Riley shot a really delicious fish the other day.
We are not full on vegetarian. So this is probably the biggest thing I've learned over the past year. I always thought you had to be either 100% like vegan, 0 animal products in your life, or there's no point.
Oh my god. Whoa.
It sounds crazy to say out loud now, but I honestly didn't know that there was an in-between that mattered. It turns out it really matters. We're probably 80 to 90% vegan, vegetarian, whatever.
I think it's better for your body and for the environment if you just eat less meat.
You're gonna need subtitles for that, hey?
And I hesitate to even bring this up because people are so opinionated and this is a very polarizing topic in a lot of ways, but it is something I'm passionate about.
Speaking of food, Elayna has been cooking us delicious food like this all week.
I cooked this all myself, the rice cakes.
I'm totally joking. The food here has been delicious and very healthy, and this is just a quick snack before we jump off.
Do you want your life to be changed? Get ready for this. Elayna had 90% dark chocolate, which is a bit bitter, but a bite of dark chocolate with a date is the most brilliant combination I have ever experienced in my life.
Yeah, it's healthier. You're not having the fake sugar, the refined sugar in the chocolate. You're having the natural sugars in the date. Combine the two, it tastes like caramel.
Okay, this is my question for you.
Okay.
Do you think there will ever be a day that you live on land?
Yeah. At some point. I hope to be older, or what I hope to do is slow down a bit so that the kids really love the boat. I'd hate to overdo it and have them be sick of the boat, so I want to spend more time on land than I have been.
I got the email. We're actually gonna get to leave today. Although I was getting a little excited about staying on board.
Okay, somebody asked about the biggest differences between van life and boat life. They're more similar than I realized in a lot of ways.
Boat life is infinitely more complex.
110%. The weather determines your life so much more when you're living on a boat versus when you're living in a van. You also can't just stop by the store. You have to figure out how to get stuff delivered. What am I missing?
So there might only be 100 outremer's sailing around the world. This is an outremer, which means that every time a job needs to happen, it's kind of custom. It's not like the automotive industry where they're building a million different types of that one particular unit. It's a monumental task trying to keep up with the maintenance of a blue water sailing vessel.
To be 100% fair to the van life community, it did feel a bit like that when we first got the van.
I did not think that was gonna happen.
While there may be hundreds of thousands of Sprinter vans driving on the road and the engines are easy to get worked on, all the work in the back is custom work, and there's nobody that specializes in van build outs that specific people have done, because everybody kind of makes up their own thing.
Can I continue?
How many times have you felt like your life was in danger on the boat?
Someone that was a little bit more dramatic would say just countless times. I don't let myself think that way.
We felt like our life was in danger once in the van, and it had nothing to do with maintenance. All we had to do was pull over on the side of the road and we were safe. One thing that I noticed on the boat is I think waste management is a lot easier. This is the trash can. And then this is where all of the organic stuff just goes straight into the ocean. And then one of the most frustrating parts of living in a van is figuring out where to dump your liquid waste. Just carry my pee bucket across the campground. This in the toilet is seawater. And then you just flush it out, fill it back up with some more seawater. So apparently on a boat, it's okay if all of your black water, like including waste, and all of your gray water, like the water from the sinks, just goes straight into the ocean. So you don't have to deal with gray and black water tanks like we do in the van. And probably my biggest complaint about boat life would be that I've just felt a little soggy for the last week.
You're getting salty, mate. It's good for you.
Okay. Very much anticipated question. What happened to the 50 states goal? I'm gonna make myself a snack.
I think we lost enthusiasm for it. The video started performing poorly and international travel opened back up. And this doesn't mean that we for sure won't finish it, but it's just not in the plans right now. I've even dreamed of taking 1 month out of this year and just going on a speed
Speed skating.
I think we're at 39. We only have 11 more to go. Most of them are in the Northeast, and then we have Alaska and Hawaii. Do you feel secure with your future as a YouTuber?
Never.
Every year?
Every day, I question it.
I think there's no way it gets better than this. Next year, it's got to start going downhill. Something in the world's gonna change. It's kind of silly at this point because of how big the channel's gotten, but I never take a single month for granted.
Seems like the world is revolving around short form videos right now. And that's just not the kind of videos we make. It's a totally different mindset. If YouTube turns to shorts and that's like their #1 thing,
We might
we're
not
done.
make that transition.
We're like gonna be like the old people still trying to like make
Make
vlogging
people watch
cool.
long form stuff. Or maybe we get inspired and we figure it out and we're young and we're hip and... Oh, a dolphin. 2 dolphins.
Really?
Who is the better driver?
I think me, but now maybe I've jinxed myself. Riley's a better sailor. I do the docking and everything.
Did you hear Elayna's answer? Would you agree?
Nah, she does the driving. She's very, very good. Yeah. Right, babe?
Parking the boat is also way more stressful than parking the van in a parking lot. Good work.
Thank you.
A lot of people wanted to know how Riley and Elayna have kids on a sailboat, which is something that I couldn't wait to witness, because it just blows my mind. Ellie is a huge MVP here. Every time one of them moves, I'm like, isn't somebody gonna go? And somehow it just works.
Could you do it?
I would like to think that I could, but I don't know. If we have children, 100% we're doing something non-traditional. Like we're gonna live on a boat, or we're gonna live in Colorado and like ski every day or go rafting. Like we are not gonna settle down.
Is Elayna as nice as she seems on camera?
Oh, I would say even nicer and just so encouraging. And I feel like every time we like say the smallest thing, she's like, way to go, guys. Like she just like has this, I don't know, this beautiful energy about her that just makes me like, oh, well thanks.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah.
Would you agree that I swear probably more in real life?
Yes. Lots of swearing sailors up on this boat, especially after we've had a couple mojitos.
How much does it cost to fill the boat up with fuel?
I think that we'd spend about $200 every second or third month.
Oh, that's not bad at all.
Nah, we don't use a lot of fuel. I think about $50 of this would be charging your wife's laptop.
To put that in context, in order to charge up the batteries to charge Kira's laptop, they had to run the engines a lot this week. Riley said you owe him 50
Girls gotta
bucks.
work. That's pretty good. Hi, sweetness. All right, I'm gonna attempt to answer this while I'm closing my bag. Do content creators actually keep in contact with other creators or only for collabs? So we probably won't ever talk to Riley and Elayna again after this.
We really love Lara and Nut.
That's good. The past couple of years, we've met more content creators than we ever have in all of our travels, and it is so life-giving. There aren't many other people we can relate to. We come away from these experiences feeling like what we're doing is a little less crazy.
How are we different in real life than we are on YouTube?
It's not that I didn't think that you would be cool, but you were super cool in real life. I don't know, it's hard to explain.
Because you guys are really
small. Like
they're really short people.
Nate's like 4 foot.
Cara and Nate are killing it on YouTube and we're so proud of them and happy for them. But because of that, I did think that they would get here and be like, right, we're filming this thumbnail, boom, boom, boom. But like, we couldn't get these two to work. Like, it was such a surprise and they were really here, which is so nice. You guys are here for the experience first and filming second to that.
This was supposed to be a juicy Q&A. You're supposed to give some...
No, it's all just flowing
We didn't
love.
tell y'all we were coming on vacation.
So many compliments.
Also, I will add, I was much more excited to come on the boat and hang out with Riley and Elayna than I was to come on the boat and film a video together.
This is the least I've worked all year. I feel like it's been so relaxing for all of us. Thank you guys for coming. I needed that break.
Okay, Riley and Elayna, the world has to know, how is it possible to be intimate on a small boat with 2 kids and crew?
We're still trying to figure that out.
We've got our sneaky little one.
So
Ellie and the kids are good.
All right, we're out of here. On that note, goodbye everyone. It's been a great time.
Thanks again to Google 5 for sponsoring this video.